Rates-10-3-07, House Bill 1, Senate Bill 3 has been seconded. Discussion on the motion.
Ready.
Are you sure? I just want to remind all of you about the message of administration. So be mindful when we deliberate on the budget that we need to look for an extra $7 to $8 million to pay for the shortfall of the fuel. Just a reminder. Minority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, let me say a few words on this. I am mindful of the governor's message. Although I don't necessarily agree with everything in the message, I'm also mindful that there is going to be some financial impact that we in the House of Representatives must work towards resolving. Mr. Speaker, just as the Department of Public Health, just as the public school system, and just as the Department of Public Safety are essential services to the community of the Commonwealth, Mr. Speaker and colleagues, basic utilities is essential to every citizen of the Commonwealth. It is an essential service. It is incumbent on the government to provide this essential service. I believe that the rate that our Commonwealth residents are shouldering is getting to the point where they cannot shoulder these costs by themselves. Several of my colleagues and I are already looking at potential resources outside of the general fund to come up with a proposal in the next session. As you all know, on October 1, there was a public notice, Commonwealth Utilities Corporation schedule of electrical charges and rates for the month of October. These rates has now risen again to 24 cents for the first 500 kilowatt hours for residents, 29 cents, 29.4 cents for the second 500 kilowatt hours, 31 cents, 31.4 cents for anything over 1,000 kilowatt. This is, I believe, beyond what our residents can shoulder anymore. As you all know, colleagues, a lot of households and families are now without utilities. This is a health risk. I don't believe I need to elaborate on that, and that is why, despite being mindful of the governor's message, I believe that this is the most reasonable. I believe it's the right thing to do for our people. Thank you.
Thank you. Any more comment? Chairman Del Cruz.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. You know, I would be remiss if I did not comment on this particular governor's communication. But I would also like to point out that, you know, the people of the Commonwealth have been subjected to these exorbitant rates. And we all understand the price of fuel, or the increase on the price of fuel, but a lot of us do not see the other side of this picture, and that is the people have been subjected to pay for fuel needlessly because of the inefficiencies of the engines that CUC operates. we are paying the price for these engines at CUC that are inefficient at best. The governor's comments on his veto message is to treat everyone fairly, residential, commercial. But I also see that this is treating everyone fairly, in that commercial users are also residential users. They live in houses or apartments and they pay the residential fees. And therefore, I believe that we have a solution in the future. I've introduced House Bill 15307 to relieve CUC on their debt with CDA. This would give CUC some breathing room, a way to go out and enter into the bond market or through a lending institution, and therefore procure efficient engines so that we may continue to have rates that are non-exorbitant for our people of the Commonwealth. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. There's no doubt that this is, a very critical, emotional, you name it, one of those bills that really gets you here, the heart. Yesterday morning, we spent the whole morning in a joint session with the Senate, grappling with short-term and long-term solution to our CUC problems. And I'm very optimistic that this body can work together to come up with better solutions and do away with our attempts at band-aid solutions. And I think these band-aid solutions have a tendency to crop up because we are desperate to meet the needs of our constituents who are suffering out there. I am mindful of the governor's message, that it's very difficult to come in and talk to the constituents day in and day out and have them express their concerns over disconnection notices and the quality of life that they're suffering. And it is this kind of dilemma that I find myself, unfortunately, in this position of, not necessarily wanting to contribute to a band-aid solution, but I just cannot, in good conscience, turn a deaf ear to the many cries out there for some relief. And I just hope that we should succeed in overriding this bill, that we continue to work together, reach across the aisle in good faith, and work expeditiously to find real solutions to this problem. It's been many years in the making, and it's time to stop and fix the problems at CUC once and for all. Thank you.